everyone, I'm Heather Poduska, star maker for entrepreneurs who want to unlock their potential, command any stage, and make blockbuster profits. Welcome to Thrive, the show where I bring you tips, resources, and people to help you create a brand that makes you happy and profitable. Here we go.
Hi everyone, I'm Heather Poduska, founder of the Brand Star Academy, where I teach entrepreneurs how to be powerful, profitable speakers and create their own celebrity personal brands. Welcome to Thrive, the show where I bring you tips, resources, and people to help you create a more abundant life and business. Today on Thrive, we're going to be talking about the power of performance, why it's so important to be a good or a great performer no matter what business you're in, whether you are in marketing, whether you have a brick and mortar, whether you are a chiropractor or a healer or a coach. Becoming a great performer is really key to making sales in your business. So today we're going to be talking about what makes a great performer, what elements go into performing, whether you are on a sales call or whether you're on stage in front of thousands of people. And why is it important to be a great performer, and what makes a great performer? So, the other day I posted something on my Facebook page and I said, would you rather be a great speaker or a great singer? And of course, I would like to be both. In the perfect world, that is my aim and my goal, and what I strive to do in my business as a singer and a performer and a speaker. But I said in the post, you have to choose. You can either be a great singer or a great speaker. And it was really interesting to see the responses. And it was kind of split, 50-50. Some people wanted to be great speakers, some wanted to be singers. And the people who wanted to be singers were already, I think, pretty great speakers. And I think the thing about it is when you understand how having the power of performance in your back pocket can transform not only your audience, but you as the performer, it's so intoxicating. Because being a great performer is being a master of navigating an emotional landscape while having great technique. So as an opera singer, that's something that I've trained my whole life to do, is to have this great technique so that I can use my voice in any way that I want to, that I can free it and have it be powerful, have it be soft, color it in certain ways, so that I have that flexibility to be fully expressive when and how I want to be, and when and how the music calls for it, what the composer wrote and what they intended the expression to be. So that's in singing. But what happens is when we go to become speakers, somehow in business, I think in particular, we shut down that performance part of what we're doing because we're in business. We want to be seen as professional. We want to give great value and great content, and we want to close the room, and we want to be great salespeople. But the thing is, to be a great salesperson, you must be a great performer, because you have to be able to tap into people's emotions. We as human beings buy with our feelings. As much as we'd like to think we buy strategically, that we think things through, that we're very logical about it, 99% of the time it's an emotional decision. And as someone who is selling something, which if you are in business, you are selling. That is your job as a business person, is to sell your goods and your services. So if you are trying to sell something, you have a job of tapping into people's emotions, which means you need to be a good performer. So how do you become this great performer? You might be going, Heather, I sell widgets. I'm not an opera singer. I don't want to be on stage in front of thousands of people. That may be true, but you still need to be a good performer. You still need to be able to engage with people and have this kind of emotional connection so that people feel open to the sale that you're trying to create. So let's just assume that being a great performer for this conversation is really important for everyone in business. But let's take it to the stage. If you are somebody who wants to be seen as a leader in your industry, you want to be speaking. The person at the front of the room has more authority than the person sitting in the seats, right? If you are a teacher in a classroom at a school, you're not sitting in the desks next to the students. You're standing at the front of the room. You are the authority. You are disseminating information. You are the person that, puts discipline in place, and you're the person that leads and teaches. And as a business person, when you're standing at the front of the room, you are the authority. You are the person that the people in the audience are looking to for information and for transformation. And that is when you can start to really, really tap into performance to change your business, to have more income coming through your speeches and your talks and your presentations. But you need to be able to be a good performer. So I'm going to give you some simple things to think about today to really enhance your ability to perform, because I believe everyone can become a better performer. It's not rocket science. It just takes some consistency and some willingness to go places maybe that are not familiar. I was going to say uncomfortable, which they may start out as being uncomfortable, but eventually you want it to get to be a practice of going to these places that does feel comfortable, that actually can feel really great, because you are connecting not only to your audience, but another place that's inside of you. So here are some simple things so that you can become a great performer. First of all, you need to have content that you are passionate about. You have to really love what you're talking about. You have to believe in it, because everything is energy. Everything in the universe is energy. And what you put in to your content, what you put in to the subject that you're choosing, is felt by your audience. So first and foremost, you have to really believe in what you're teaching. And I love this point, and it's so simple, it's so straightforward, and it should be obvious to everyone. But what it does is it frees you up to let go of some of your nerves. Because a lot of people say, oh, I'm an introvert. Oh, I don't like speaking. It seems so scary. But time and time again, what I have seen and what I have heard from speakers is when they really believe in what they're talking about, when they're passionate about their message, that trumps the nerves. The nerves might be there, but it's not as important as getting that content and getting that transformative information into the hands of their audience. So first of all, be passionate about what you're talking about. Number 2, you want to master your material. Not only do you need to be passionate about it, but you need to organize it in a way so that you can give this content in a clear, structured fashion so that your audience can consume it in a way that's streamlined and not overwhelming. So you want to be able to master this content, structure it so that it's streamlined, structure it so that it makes sense, structure it so that you are giving enough content to your audience so that they can take something of value away, but you're not giving so much that they feel like they're drinking out of a fire hose. So you want to structure your content so that it's streamlined, and then you want to master that content. You can't just be passionate about it. You have to know your stuff cold. So I went to an event in September, a Kyle Cease event. If you are familiar with him, he's a transformational comedic speaker, and he does these fantastic workshops to really get in touch with who you are and to calm your mind. And it's about being mindful and practicing meditation. And it's so fun and transformative. I highly suggest you go if you ever get the chance. But Kyle talks about not preparing for his presentations. These 2-day presentations, they're sort of off the cuff. And he's like, I don't want to have a script. I don't want to have it memorized, because then I can't be spontaneous in the moment. However, with a capital H, Kyle Cease, I can assure you, knows his material. He's written a book about it. He talks about it everywhere he goes. He's done these classes and these master classes many times. So while he may be improvising in the moment to give this spontaneous performance, he knows his material. And you must know your material. Think about all those ice skaters at the Olympics. We see them in this Olympic moment, and can they do the triple Lutz? You better believe that they've done that triple Lutz 1,000 times in practice. They know their routine, and you need to know your routine as well, so that you can be free and spontaneous in the moment. People who say they just wing it are really not as spontaneous as someone who knows the material, has it cold, and then can play and improvise from that place. So first of all, be passionate. Secondly, structure and master your material. And thirdly, I've already said it, you must practice. You must practice and practice and practice, but you must also get feedback, because practice without feedback is not improving. You have to have outside perspective on what you're doing so that you can know. You cannot listen to yourself and be completely free at the same time, right? If I am singing and I'm listening to myself sing, I'm not really just singing. I'm doing two things at once. That's why I have a voice teacher, so that when I sing, I can be completely in the moment and get my voice out, and my teacher can say, you're flat there, or you need to really pay attention to the vowel here, or your breath needs to do something differently, or you need to change the look on your face. I can't be monitoring myself and singing fully at the same time. I mean, you do want to have some of that going on in your brain, but not when you're learning. When you're learning, you want to have someone else helping you with that. So practice, 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 and get a feedback loop so that you can improve and then go out and do it again. So the next thing is, once you have passionate feelings about your material, you've mastered it, you've structured it, you've practiced it, and you've gotten feedback, then you're ready to shake and bake and go out and try it out. And here is the magic sauce. Here is something that separates really good performers from great performers. And I'm going to use a little analogy that I just saw. We had vacation this week from school, so I was watching a lot of movies with my kids, and I watched this really old, well, maybe not that old, this older movie with Angelina Jolie in it called Life or something like it. I think that was the title. And in the movie, she's a reporter, and at one point she gets a big break to go to interview someone on the network news. And instead of doing what she's told to do, like follow the script, she goes off script and has this really deep connection with the person that she's interviewing, and they both end up sort of teary. And it could have gone either way for her. She could have gotten fired for doing that, or she could have had something really wonderful to happen as a result of that. So I'll let you watch the movie to see what happens to her. But as a performer, you want to take emotional risks. That's what separates really good performers from great performers. You have to see that cliff in front of you and feel that emotion coming up. And instead of suppressing it, take it to the next level. Make it bigger. Make it deeper. Make it softer. Make it more intense. Whatever the it is, take the leap and open yourself up to having the feeling in the moment, because that is the spark that connects you to your audience. And that's what great performers do. That's when you're watching Lady Gaga or Adele, when they get that cry in their voice, that's what that is. That's that emotion of connection. And that comes from being willing to be open and vulnerable and taking emotional risks. And that happens in the moment. And to become a great performer, you have to decide ahead of time that you are going to do that, so that you know when the moment comes on stage and you feel it and you feel that emotion coming, you know that you've already made the commitment to go for it. Otherwise, when you're on stage, you're going to be like, oh, here comes an emotion. Pew, shut that down. I've got work to do. I've got my content to tell, right? But if you decide ahead of time, oh, here comes that emotion. Here it comes. Oh, it's like surfing. I'm going to ride the wave. I'm riding that wave. And then the audience is like, whoosh. They're with you on the ride. That is what makes, ooh la la, great performances. So these are the tips I don't want to give you. I don't want to overwhelm you. But if you can do even these things, a little bit of what I'm sharing today, you are going to skip ahead in the line from good to great. Be passionate about what you're talking about. Love your material. Master your material. Structure it so it's streamlined. Practice your material, but get feedback so that you can be the student and excel. Then get yourself on a stage and decide and commit to being emotionally vulnerable and risk-taking. If you do that, baby, you're going to see your name in lights. Okay, I hope you found this helpful. If you would like to know more about how to be a powerful, profitable speaker, if you would like some hands-on stage training on how to become a great speaker in real time, I want to tell you about my event that I've got coming up at the end of April. It's my Stage Ready Masterclass. We're going to be in a real theater here in Boston. We're going to be on stage. You're going to get to practice and get that feedback from me and from your colleagues on what's working, what's not working, how to hold your body, how to tell your story, how to close in a way that feels authentic and not gross when you're trying to sell. The masterclass also comes with my Speak to Sell course so that when you get there, you have a talk ready to roll, and it's just going to be tweaking and improving. That is a special bonus for people who sign up for the early bird. So if you're interested and you're going to want to check that out sooner than later. Okay, this is last weekend in April. If you are somebody who wants to make more money in your business, be seen as a leader, get on bigger and better stages, and rock your talk, I would love to see you there. It's going to be so much fun. We'll put the link in the show notes, but if you like it, it's the bit.ly/stage ready masterclass. And the S stage is capitalized, the R is capitalized, the M is capitalized, and the C is capitalized. Stage Ready Masterclass, bit.ly/stage ready masterclass. I'd love to see you there. Okay, I hope you found this helpful. If you did, please share it on out. We'd love to hear from you on iTunes. If you like the show, please write a review. It helps us in the ratings. And please share it with your friends if you think somebody could benefit from this information. Okay, until next time, here is to hitting all your high notes. Take care. Bye-bye. Hi everyone, it's Heather again. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Thrive. Every week we try to bring you people and information to help you change your life for the better, to grow your business, to expand your thinking, and to open your heart. If you did enjoy this content, I would so appreciate it if you would go to iTunes and review us. Let us know how we're doing. We'd love to hear your thoughts and your feedback. And if you found this information helpful or useful in any way, please share it on out. Let your friends and family know about Thrive. And finally, if you'd like to know more about me, you can visit me at heatherpoduska.com. Until next time, here's to hitting all your high notes.